Good morning. You're watching the Daily Jam podcast. This is episode, I think it's number six. I'm getting better, or at least I intend to get better at knowing exactly which episode I'm up to. It's Friday, the 4th of October, 2024. It's the morning. I'm in Sydney, Australia, New South Wales. And there's a few things I want to talk about. I want to keep it free form though. I want to capture the essence of conversation, even though this is a monologue. I want to capture the essence of conversation. I want this to be like stream of consciousness of ideas. However, I do have notes. I do have dot points of what I want to discuss. So don't worry. This isn't like, I was going to say this isn't like the crazy person in the street who like draws you in for like 3 hours, which at that point, it's kind of on you. If you sit there for 3 hours, you can't really blame the crazy person in the street because we are all the crazy person in the street. That's the reality. But we like to think, oh, I'm not crazy. We actually have this fear of insanity. We have a fear of insanity, like deep in the human psyche. And I actually think that fear is the insanity. Insanity isn't something to be feared. Bear with me. The fear of insanity can drive you crazy. And you build this life and it's all insecurity because you're like, I'm here and I'm this structure and I go to this structure and it's all structures, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm actually getting crazy. But my point is, maybe crazy people aren't crazy. Maybe they just fully became themselves. Maybe the crazy people are the ones pretending to wear suits. You know what I'm saying? But I want to wear a suit. I'm not dissing suits. I love suits. I still haven't fixed this microphone. Just kind of want to get it out of the frame, but it may just have to kind of sit there. So anyway, we're off to a great start, aren't we? That isn't even what I intended to discuss, but it's still interesting. And that's what I want this to be, like an extension of how I've been thinking and what I've been thinking about lately. I can't believe that's already been 10 minutes. Do you not feel like time is just like slipping through our fingers? I do. I certainly do. That's why I'm creating these with such urgency, because I feel like I have a deep message to share, and it's a message of evolution. So the message that I share and the method, the way that I share it, will evolve over time because we will evolve over time. I will evolve, you will evolve. And I just want to say, if you have any feedback, please let me know in the comments or get in touch with me. I have a website, jamalsalem.com.au. I'm on social media, Jamal Salem Music. Just get in touch. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Please be respectful. That's all I ask. I really want to know all of the feedback. I want to know the negative criticism, but just at least give me something of substance there. Don't just throw attacks at me, because that's just kind of annoying. It's just kind of confusing. Like, what do I do with this? You seem upset. Do you want help? I love you. I love you. But if you actually see something where I've got like a blind spot, just let me know. I'm mature enough to sit with the knowledge, the new insights, the new information, the feedback. I'm not precious with this. I'm precious with truth. I'm precious with truth and doing this properly. Unlike this episode. However, it's an interesting time to be alive. Very interesting time. I guess any time is interesting to be alive. I feel like any human at any epoch, any era in history could easily ponder, this is an interesting time to be alive. Because being alive is the interesting occasion. It's just interesting to be alive. It doesn't matter what's going on with the world around you externally. It's kind of like a backdrop wallpaper. I haven't even gotten into any of the points that I wanted to discuss. I keep like picking at things I'm saying and then elaborating and taking them apart. Anyway, interesting time to be alive, isn't it? So, social media, what's going on? I switch between polarities where I become very, very hopeful and I see its potential, and then I completely switch and I go, oops, I think we may have destroyed society and it may be irreparable. Irreparable. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I suspect that we have destroyed society mentally and spiritually, emotionally with social media. And just the way we consume information now, you can just be remote from your device. You can be anywhere on the planet. You can access the information. So it's just changed how we do things. And we can do it kind of peer to peer, person to person. So we're not relying on one source of information, one central authority to disseminate the information to the masses. Now we can all kind of share information, ideas, and insights around. It's actually a radical shift. It's actually quite radical. We kind of just downplayed it a little bit and let's just keep ticking along. But I think we've come too far in terms of going back to any kind of normality of the world that we once knew. So that's where I'm hopeful. Yes, it destroyed society, but that just means we have to remodel society. We have to create a new way of being, a new way of communicating, a new way of networking, a new way of exchanging ideas, a new way of evolving. Cyber evolution, bro. I think of it like cyber feudalism. Cyber feudalism. I've heard there are words like people have coined the phrase like neo-feudalism, tech feudalism. It's the same kind of thing. For me, as a human living through this experience, cyber feudalism, cyber feudalism, kind of like cyberpunk, that aesthetic genre. There's steampunk, which is like industrial steam powered society meets like futuristic aesthetic, whereas cyberpunk is kind of like Blade Runner, like the original Blade Runner, or like Terminator, the original Terminator, how it's like futuristic tech, but it's also this kind of like dark streets, this darkness, dark streets, impoverished. Cyberpunk, the impoverished streets, cyber technology, cyber feudalism. We have space age technology, but society is becoming like more and more like mental slavery, this different kind of slavery. And of course, we've all heard this and people have been talking about this for like decades with the 20th century mainstream media. But now it's like different because this is like self-inflicted. Like we put these phones in front of our face and it's just this stream of information going straight into our mind. Is that not the craziest thing that we don't talk about? And now everyone just sits there. I do it too. That's why I'm trying to bring light to it, because we gotta sort out what's going on. We have to treat each other like royalty. We have to lift each other up out of this illusion and bring each other to the light towards the best trajectory that we can possibly maintain. Because otherwise we are banished to the underworld. We are banished to the underworld and we are slaves. Mental slaves. Not like with chains, the chain gang, nothing like that, nothing physical. It's all subconscious. It's actually crazy. I'm actually a bit nervous uploading this, to be honest, but just because I'm a drum teacher, a drum tutor, but I think it's important. I personally will not feel fulfilled in my experience of life unless I can speak my unique voice and my unique perspective and my unique insights. That doesn't mean they are right. They are just how I'm figuring things out. If they are wrong, I would like to know how they are wrong so I can correct it. But I feel like until I speak it, how can I possibly know how wrong it is? So just putting that out there. But yeah, it's like when I feel like a monk, not a monk, but like monks and serfs, like, you know, I kind of want to shave, like undercut, like, you know, like a friar, monk, friar truck. I just feel like, I've just noticed these things. Getting over my head here, but I just hope we break free. That's part of what I am creating this for, is to share a different perspective. Because I feel like we're all being dished out a certain perspective. And I just want to share my alternative perspective. Because I feel like people will have their perspective and somewhat shape you into their model of reality, which is cool if you are that person, that personality type. But I ideally would like to awaken your power and your ability to shape your own reality based on your own values and not have to be feeling like you have to live by someone else's values. But it's tricky because we somewhat have to be taught by someone else first. So we have to be humble enough to give ourselves over to someone to guide us. But then ultimately, I believe you want to reclaim your own power to live your own life on your own terms. That's what I truly believe. And so I reach this point with any course or program or teacher that I follow where I go, okay, I have to start differentiating now. I agree with them, but I have to kind of also honor this inner spontaneous power that emerges from within me in a way that doesn't attack the other person, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for love and connection. I'm here for love and connection. I want to connect with you. I want to connect with everybody on a similar wavelength. I want to reach that place of love within everybody, even the people who perceive me as an enemy. I feel like we can at least reach a place. We can reach a place. I feel like, I don't know, but maybe I'm naive in that kind of thinking. Maybe psychopaths are an actual thing. But I don't know. I've got faith. I've got faith in love. But I digress. So what I do, it's kind of like I'm a different kind of drummer, and I'm becoming more self-aware of that fact with each passing moment. And excuse the noises if it's coming through. I live in a unit, and the floors, it's like very loud, and it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is for now. This is where I've found myself in life. We could have a chat about it if you like. I'm very open. I just assume you're not interested, but feel free. But if you want to help me in any way transform my situation, please subscribe and like this podcast. Give me some feedback. How can I help you? Help me help you. But so I am a different kind of drummer. I just am. And I have tried to fit in with the mainstream thing of the brands and like the, what's the word? Not scholarship, sponsorship, endorsements. I really wanted to be part of that whole thing of that all my favorite drummers are a part of, that whole educational thing. But I've actually decided I'm going to sit over here, and that's okay. And I'm just going to do my own thing. I will take whatever setbacks that come with that. just because it feels right by my soul, just because I've had a unique journey with drumming and with music. I've had a very unique path. And so I actually can't follow a system of sorts. I can design a system. I do follow my own systems, but I can't operate within a rigid framework of today we're doing double stroke rolls. Today we're doing paradiddles. The next day, oh, is your bass drum chops not up to scratch? I think those things are very important in terms of technique, your technical ability, just like being able to pronounce words correctly is important for speech and communication so that there is no ambiguity with what you think you are saying and how people are hearing it and understanding it. So I think technique is important. I'm not saying that world is irrelevant. No. It's important. Take the information, apply it, but just know you need the ability to throw it out. And what I mean is eventually you reach a point where you're going to get stuck in your playing and you're going to feel stagnant. And I believe that's when it's like some part of you isn't expressing itself. Some kind of voice within you is trying to come out. And it can't really just tell you that. It doesn't know how to just say, hey bro, this is what's happening to me. All it knows how to do is make you feel depressed and make you feel stuck. But our mind, ego, whatever we want to label it as, we assume, we just get caught up in the emotion and we think it's not working, I'm going to quit. But I challenge you to treat that emotion that you're experiencing, that feeling, as a signal from your soul welling up and telling you, hey, this is all well and good, but you're not addressing the core issue of the soul of humanity, of within you, I need to come out. I want to sing, just like a bird sings. You have that within you, and I want to bring that out of you. That's what I bring out of myself. I want to bring that out of you. You see how it has nothing to do with single strokes, double strokes, but it's still important, as I said, so you can pronounce things. But I believe it comes down to having something to say musically, because that's what happens. That's why you're just playing mindless chops. You're not saying anything. You don't have anything to say. You're kind of just saying, I think this is what everybody likes. That's what I get when I see people chop out like that. And I've seen some of the best musicians on the planet chop out like that at jam sessions. And I've been surprised, like, oh, they're actually not as spiritually and emotionally and intellectually mature as what I thought. And not in a belittling sense, but more just like, oh, I'm surprised because I look up to you, but I feel like you're chopping out in this way where you're not saying anything meaningful. And now it's giving me a headache. That's how chops come across to me. I just get a headache unless it's saying something. That's all you have to do. Say something meaningful. It's really that simple. And then you'll find you'll want to practice. You'll find, oh, I actually want to work on my double stroke rolls, on my double kick patterns, because you are starting from the place of connecting with yourself and who you are, your spirit, your inner voice. You are connecting with that place. And in order to achieve the result of telling your message, you then decide, I need to learn X, Y, and Z so I can achieve that goal, that effect, that result. Do you see? But if we create this culture that focuses on the technique, that's why everybody's stuck, in my opinion. You don't even need all the chops, but you should still practice. You should still practice those things. But that's what I mean by the ability to throw it away. Practice them, but don't play them. Don't play them. You can do whatever you want, but don't play them. Be present. Say something. Say something meaningful. Like when you have a conversation with people, you don't just recite lines of English that you've practiced over and over, like Bart Simpson, like, I will not be a bad boy. I will not be a bad boy. I will not be a bad boy. No, you just be present and you listen and you respond, like that's the space you want to be in my opinion. And you can disagree, and that's fine. If you like how I play, this is how I think. This is what I've realized. So it's okay if you disagree. I've reached a place of security within myself where I know myself enough that this is how I play. This is what makes me feel liberated. And this is what sounds the best for me. This is what jives with me. If it jives with you, cool. Let's talk. Hit me up. I can teach you whatever you want to know from what you are perceiving from me. I will teach you what you want to know, or I can help guide you if you want more structure with your practice. Like I said, I'm not currently practicing, but I film myself every day. I film myself drumming every day. So I play music every day. I go through periods though, where I practice a lot and I get really structured. And then like each morning, I'm going to work on this. But just the way life is playing out, I've got like 1,000 baskets. I've got like 1,000 plates I'm spinning. I can't just like be a drummer exclusively. But that is part of one of the bags. That's part of one of my bag of tricks. So I'll always keep it with me on my little rucksack as I travel through the cosmos. But so anyway, my point is I can help you however you need. You just got to reach out. You've just got to reach out. And I look forward to, I'm going to keep creating content, and I'm going to get more specific with this content. And, they say you shouldn't, this is what I want to talk about. I know I'm at 30 minutes, but, they say you shouldn't, there's all these rules now, like with social media. Like if you go through your stream, just watch the trends of what comes into your stream. I swear, I feel like AI is self-aware already, because sometimes it's just too coincidental. You'll just be scrolling and you'll feel like this is speaking to something very unique that I experienced today that wasn't spoken. It's not like the microphone picked it up. I swear the AI is self-aware and it's telepathic. It like knows us telepathically and it's giving us information in the feed. Just watch the trends of what shows up in your feed on social media. I lost my train of thought, but it's probably a good thing because I do have to wrap it up. I've been talking for 30 minutes, but that's what I suspect. Yeah, like we're told there was something, I know like once I rewind this episode, I'm going to remember what it was, but like, I just feel like social media is constantly telling us conflicting information. It's because it has to, because everybody's posting all the time. So one person will say, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. And then the next post will say, well, you got to do A, B, and C. It just gets very confusing. You got to like just tap into who you are and what makes sense to you, because we are going through some kind of mental slavery experience, collective mental slavery, where everybody's going on social media as an influencer and saying, remember, if you do X and they do Y, therefore Z. And it's like, Now it's just a whole culture of people telling other people how to behave. Like, I feel like we've enslaved each other and we've enslaved ourselves instead of empowering each other. I don't know, I could be missing the mark here. I just feel like something very peculiar is going on, and I'm very open to telepathy. I'm very open to extraterrestrial influence. I'm not throwing that out at all. Because if you've been alive this long and you're watching this right now, you know something strange is going on in this world, okay? You know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it. So, extraterrestrial or like telepathy to do with AI as well. I swear the AI is self-aware. And just do your best to break free of this matrix. And of course, you know, the matrix is the mind. That's like the fundamental one. But I also mean this social media matrix. I hope this inspires you to thinking for yourself. I hope this makes little connections that weren't being made for you. I hope this helps you connect those ideas. I just wanted to offer another voice because I do have a voice and a perspective, and it's not necessarily being heard. And I just want to exist in this online space for that sake, just for my voice to be heard. Even if it's influenced by all different voices, I am still a nexus. I am an intersection of my own unique experience. And if it resonates with you, then maybe it will inspire you to new heights of understanding. But please let me know your feedback below. Hit the subscribe button, give me a like, get in touch. Let's work together. And I look forward to creating more content for you soon. Peace and love.